Finish him! Yeah, I wish someone would finish me off so I don't have to finish this fucking challenge. Welcome to week 3 of my video game movie challenge. It's Mortal Kombat week. Cue the Mortal Kombat music. Oh, wait. If I do, I'll probably get a copyright claim against me. Fuck that. Ah, yes, Mortal Kombat, one of the world's most famous video game franchises in history, and profitable, and controversial. Okay, before I get into the movie reviews, if that's what you want to call it, let me reflect a little bit on the game series. That's what I'm here to kind of do. I loved the Mortal Kombat series, at least when it came to 1 and 2. 3 I never really played that much, and after that, the games just went to shit. I had not played the latest one. I feel like I'm missing out there. But the first game, whoa. I used to play that shit all the time in the arcades. And when I got on Sega Genesis, hours. I spent hours on that game. I remember always having to enter the block code every time I started the game too. At first I was like A, B, A, C, A, B, B. Got it. Then I played the game so often, I was like, A, B, A, C, A, B, B. And nothing was more satisfying than tearing somebody's spine out or punching them down a pit of spikes. Wow. I sound like a real psychopath right now. Sub-Zero was my favorite, I'm not gonna lie. Scorpion was cool. I mean, who could forget? Get over here! But Sub, he was my dude. I'm not saying I was really that great of a player. I mean, I basically suck at video games, but yeah, I still play them. But I used to enjoy playing that game, and when Part 2 came around and the graphics were a little bit improved, shoot, I was thrilled. So those 2 games were definitely a big part of my teenage years. So of course when they announced that there was going to be a movie coming out, I mean, yeah, forget what happened with Street Fighter, who cares? This is going to be great. So then out comes the movie, and it's PG-13. I did not see the movie in theaters, but I did see it on VHS. I had the VHS at one point, but I got rid of it because I did get the DVD. Now, this movie, in no way is it a good movie. You know, let's be honest. But it's one hell of a guilty pleasure. And they actually got it right. The game had a simple story. Good versus evil. Good has to kick the ass of evil to save mankind. That's it. Yes, the characters have a little bit of backstory, but that didn't matter. It was all about the fighting, and that's what this movie does. It gives you a shit ton of mindless but fun fighting. It kept it simple. It just stuck to fighting and fantasy and all kinds of crazy shit. And the casting was actually good. They got a woman that actually looked like Sonya. They got a guy that looked like Johnny Cage, and Lyndon Ashby, what the hell's his name? Yeah, that's his name, Lyndon Ashby. He played a great Johnny Cage. He was full of arrogance and just a complete asshole, but he was likable, and he was terrific. Bridget Wilson was hot at the time, and she looked great. She was a great Sonya. Robin Shu was a good Liu Kang. The guy who played Shang Tsung, I cannot say his name, like ever. He's been in a ton of movies. He was freaking awesome! Your soul is mine! You will be next! And Christopher Lambert as Raiden definitely steals the show, so the casting is great. As for the fighting, some of it's really good, some of it's kind of bland, but for the most part, it's entertaining. Scorpion and Sub-Zero, they looked great in the movie, but there really wasn't enough of them in the movie. I think they definitely went overboard with Scorpion's spear. Goro was kind of cool. I mean, for the budget that they had and back then, I don't know if they could have done any better, but his face just looks funny to me. It doesn't look threatening. It kind of looks like a Muppet. The special effects at the time were pretty cool, but damn, they have not aged well. But that's what makes the movie fun to watch. It's really cheesy and kind of campy now. And of course, who could ever forget the freaking soundtrack? The soundtrack is classic. The soundtrack was like the big thing when it came out. I remember everybody in my high school bumping that soundtrack. People who weren't into techno or house were listening to this soundtrack. Now I know it sounds like I'm praising this movie. The thing is, it's really just a guilty pleasure. It's just a lot of fun. It's a bit nostalgic. It's not a good film. Trust me on that. I know it's not a good film. But the fact that it followed the game well enough, it gave you enough characters. The characters were entertaining to watch. for its time, it was a pretty cool movie. And you know what? You even kind of forgot that it was PG-13. It didn't really matter. Yeah, some more blood would have been appreciated. But it was just a cool movie. It is a cool movie. I don't know why I'm saying it in past tense. I am talking about now. I did see it now. And I still enjoyed it. My favorite fight is between Liu Kang and Reptile. Mostly because it's a cool fight. It's really extreme and cheesy, but I love that music that plays in the background. I give this 3 out of 5 stars. It's a guilty pleasure. I think I said that like 3 times already. And the funny thing is, it's directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who at the time he didn't use the W.S. Funny how back then he managed to make a cheesy but fun movie, and now he makes just complete garbage. Speaking of garbage, here we go. Mortal Kombat Humiliation. Annihilation. What the fuck? In 1997, I forgot to mention that, this one came out in 95. 2 years later comes a sequel that just completely shits on its predecessor. It shits on cinema entirely. You're gonna have some real balls to make a movie this god-awful. To actually take the studio's money and waste the time of all the actors and all the extras and make a movie this bad. Hilarious how the movie picks up exactly where the first one leaves off. Well, sort of. Only 2 of the main actors from the first film are returning, everyone else is different, and they don't look anything like the last actors. Sonya's not even in the same outfit. Johnny Cage takes off his glasses and his glasses broke in the first movie. Oh yeah, and spoiler alert, like it really matters, Johnny Cage gets his neck snapped after 30 seconds of being on screen. How ridiculous is that? So now the evil Emperor and all his bad minions are dropping from the sky, and it's just terrible. I absolutely love the part where Liu Kang tells Raiden, I thought a victory would close the portals forever. Raiden turns to him and says, whatever closes can open again. And Sonya's like, what is that supposed to mean? And he just turns away, because there's no fucking answer. That's this whole movie. There's no logic to it. It's just utterly ridiculous. The fighting is so mindless, and it happens just to happen. My friend said it perfectly. It all happens just to happen. It's like, take 2 steps, fight. Take 2 steps, fight. Take 2 steps, get lost, look at a statue, random character from the video game, fight. What the hell did they do to Baraka? That's this movie's problem, well, one of the many thousands of problems it has, is that they try to put every single character that they can into this one movie, whether it's relevant or not. This movie is so awful. I don't even have to tell you. I've yet to encounter a person that's ever said anything good about this movie. For years, I've tried to deny this film's existence. I said, yeah, it's a real shame that Mortal Kombat never had a sequel. The special effects, forget it. What the hell? This is a sequel. Didn't they have a higher budget? Well, apparently not. The effects are so bad. They're so funny. That's the one thing I can say about this movie. That's the one thing that kept me through it, was I just kept laughing. Raiden, wow. What? They went from Highlander to the guy that would be Dexter's dad. There's even this one part where Raiden is in the middle of nowhere. I swear it's like a 20-second shot where he's like this. He's got his arms out, kind of like saying, why? What? How? That's exactly how I felt at that moment. Like, what? Why? How? What is going on? This movie in no way should have been made. The fact that they couldn't get Christopher Lambert to come back should have told them something. I will give the movie one thing. It's not boring, but it's only because the frantic pace is just so idiotic, and you're like wondering what's gonna happen next. What horrible special effect is gonna hurt my eyes next? I've never been able to watch this movie past its 10-minute mark, and this is the one movie that really made me hesitate about starting this challenge, because I just didn't think I could get through it. Well, I got through it. I'm done. I give it 1 out of 5. There is no way I can give it more than that. Once again, please like, share, and comment on this video, or send a video response. Give me your review of Mortal Kombat Annihilation and the first one. Tell me some of the memories that you have with this film series, the game series. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. You might like what you see, because if you see Mortal Kombat Annihilation, you've definitely seen worse. I'm so glad I'm done with this movie. I think everything else will just be a breeze. Oh yeah, I still have to go through some overblown movies. Ugh. And next week's movie is Wing Commander. Oh, fuck.